Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the second part of using Python, and we're going to talk about making variables to do some really cool stuff. So, on your screen, you're going to want to click back on the About Me project, and we're going to click through. If you haven't seen my other video, I talk about ASCII art and printing stuff. But we're going to click down to the year 2025, this part right here. I'm going to show you how we can do some different calculations and stuff. If you look on Google Classroom, I gave you a link to Trinket, so you can open that up. You should have a few statements on here, and you should have some ASCII art. And then now we're going to start talking about some math. So I'm just going to scroll down and do some new stuff. Remember, you want to split your screen, so you pull your window out and you pull it all the way to one side, and click on the other one. Alright, so now I got my instructions on this side, and here's my code. So, we're going to play with some numbers. So we want to play around and find out how old you're going to be in the year 2025. Now, first thing, you can see the example right here. So if I type in print, and I'm not going to use the apostrophes, that'll allow me to do some math. So if I type in print, open my parentheses, type in 2025, and then I subtract the year you were born. So most of you guys say 2007. Hit enter. Oop. Then I run my program. You can see right at the bottom there it says 18. Okay? And to make it look even nicer, I can just do a print, and then above that, if you were born in 2007, you would, I guess in 2025, you would be, and then the answer is below. Okay, so if I run that, boom. If you were born in 2007, 2025, you would be 18. Cool. Now that's pretty basic. So down here, it says you could improve your program by using input to ask the user their age and store it in a variable called born. So if you guys remember, when we were playing with the microbits, we made variables for a couple different things. When we made our magic 8 balls, we used a variable to kind of guess what the 8 ball would come up as. We're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to call this one, we're going to call it born. So, going over here, I'm going to say, and I'm going to look right here at my example, so that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do born equals, and I'm going to try to get input from somebody. So I'm going to say input, and then I'm going to ask, what year were you born? Question mark. And then underneath, I keep doing that. In the next line, I'm going to say I want to print, and I'm going to do in 2025 minus born. Okay? So right here, I'm saying I'm going to get from somebody, they can put in what year they were born. So if they were born in 2006, they can write that in. If they were born in 2010, they can write that in. And then what it's going to do in the next line is it's going to say, hey, in 2025 minus the year you were born, and it's going to show their age. Alright, so let's run this and see what happens. So what year were you born? And if I say 2000, if I go over here, 2006, it's going to yell at me. Okay? And let's see what I did wrong. So see what it says right here. It says, did you get an error message? That's because because anything typed into your program is text, and it needs to be converted to a number. So I'm trying to mess with numbers here, and it's like, what are you doing? So we can use the int to convert the text to an integer as a whole number. Okay, so that's a lot of words, but let's just do what it's saying. So it's saying, hey, after you get born, you got to say, hey, born is actually an integer. So we're going to say born equals int born. Alright, now let's see what it does. Alright, what year were you born? I'm going to say 2006. Boom. You'd be 19 in the year 2025. And you could run it again, and you could say, what year were you born? And I say 1949. Oh, man. But you got to make sure that you don't do it over here. You want to do it over here. 1949, just like when Mr. Roble was born. And he's going to be 76 that year. Okay? So this is pretty much what I'm looking for. You can use different names, like over here they're kind of talking about age, but I really want to see you taking an input and doing some math calculations with it. The next challenge is for dog years, which is kind of fun too, so you can take whatever age this goes in and then multiply it to find dog years.